I'm here at Rebel Capitalist Live once again, and I just got asked a question by a couple of attendees, and it's an interesting question. But first, tell the audience your names.
Jim Rickards.
And Teddy Woodhouse.
Okay, and they're from Australia, and there has been both the US dollar price rise in gold and silver and exchange rate changes. So tell us about what has happened, and then ask me your question.
Oh, well, I think we've certainly seen a good uptick in silver and gold, especially gold, compared to the Australian dollar. So it's good to see.
Yeah, and I was just saying to Mike before, my father put me onto his videos way back in 2014-15, and from an Australian point of view, that was the very bottom. That really convinced me to start putting some money into gold, especially, and certainly as Australians, we've really benefited from that over the last 10 years. It's been fantastic.
Okay. So in 2015, wasn't the Aussie dollar and the US dollar almost at parity?
Close to, yes. Yep.
Yeah, and since then, that was December of 2015 was like the bottom of this, I call it a cyclical correction. A lot of people say that there was a gold bear market from 2011 to 2015. I disagree. It's part of the giant bull market, but gold needed to take a rest. So it bottomed in December of 2015, but the rise that it's had in US dollars is that times the devaluation of the Aussie dollar compared to the US dollar during that time frame. So do you know roughly how much the Aussie dollar has fallen?
It's basically an extra 50%. So about $1.50 since then. So whatever the price has gone up in gold and US dollars, add 50% in the Australian currency.
Wow, so it's currently over 50 Aussie dollars an ounce at this point, right? Around 50?
5,000.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about silver.
Silver
okay.
is about 50 as well, yeah, about 50.
Yeah, so gold is 5,000 Aussie dollars an ounce, and it would have been, I think we were down, I don't know if we were down below $2,000 in 2015, but I think we were. What was the question?
I think we want to know, it's on everyone's mind, when do we see that price rise in silver?
Okay, so what happened in 1979, I think it's going to be similar this time, is gold is going to take off first, but there's going to be a certain price level where gold is perceived as too expensive. In the 70s bull market, when gold hit $400 an ounce, people would look at the price. The average person in the United States back then made less than $10,000 a year. So if you've got a guy in his 40s or 50s, he went and rushed to the bank and took out $500 or $1,000, and that may have been the majority of his savings, his life savings. Rushes into a coin shop and says, I want to buy gold too, and they plop one or two coins in his hand. And he goes, oh, is that all I can get? How much is the silver? Oh, you can get 50 of those for one of these. And it's when the public changes their preference from gold to silver. I believe the same thing will happen probably around somewhere between this 3,500 but I think 5,000 is really the barrier. But it happens at the very end. This happened in November of '79, where the public changed their preference, and it took off like a rocket, and it's way surpassed gold. Gold had gone up 25 times its original price. Silver went up 41 times, but all of that happened right at the very end. So my prediction isn't exactly when, but it's when against gold. That's my prediction. I can't give you an exact date, but it sure does feel like a whole lot is happening with the global economy that should accelerate the time frame. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. I think it's more ratio based, isn't it? And wonder if there's any cultural or sort of demographic changes that can change that.
The demographic changes have been huge. I could comment on that, but what's your thought?
Well, I think I've heard you say this before. Why complain that silver's still cheap? That just means that you can buy more of it.
Excellent point. You can buy more of it because it's cheap. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.